Face. Yo, I'll eat that cookie face. Nookie face. Nookie face. Yo, I'll eat that cookie face. Nookie face.
I'm scarred for life, but I'm set for life, and I'm set for life, but I'm scarred for life. And I'm coming at you. I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking psycho, fucking insane. That's the fucking chorus right there.
You nailed it,
That was
Dave. You
good.
nailed it.
Yeah.
You nailed it, and you visually transformed into fucking Joe
Yeah,
Rogan there,
you
dude.
did.
You
Oh,
fucking
Joe Rogan. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, you did. You visually transformed
That's
yourself into Joe Rogan. It was amazing.
You're watching the big room live on Twitch. You're the big room. You're watching the big room live on Twitch. Yeah.
BB,
Bobo,
what's up, my bro?
what is up with you?
How you doing? I got my camera switched around for the chance of a lifetime. I finally got a thing for my computer that got this monitor to work again. That
Okay.
means I got that camera to work. It still does that weird thing where, like, if it sees the light, it like
Yeah,
auto
I see
adjusts
that,
the
yeah.
hours. Yeah, there's no way to shut that off. This is my makeshift vocal booth. Behind me here, taking up space, which TK was in today. TK came over and we recorded a new song. It was a lot of fun. Had a great time. A lot of fun. And I wanted to share a new song with you that I did. I've been in like creative mode last week since T came over last week. I think we did. What did we do? I think last week he and I did like 2 new songs, and then I did like 3 songs between then and now, and then I did another song today. So that's like 6 songs or something like that. It's something crazy like that. It's crazy. Yeah, I haven't been sleeping much, and
Wait,
and I don't know if you can notice in my eye here, but if I zoom in, that's just not like a sparkle off my glasses. This thing is like. I was telling T I got Kristen crack eye.
what the hell is it?
I don't fucking know. It's like I don't know what a sty is. I need to look that up. I don't know if it's a blocked tear duct. I don't know, but like my whole lower eyelid was like red and swollen, and then I put ointment on it.
That's the ointment that we're seeing there.
Yeah, the ointment is shiny. But I was like, I thought it was what did he say? Like conjunctivitis or something like this?
Yeah.
Well, I called the doctor. I got UPMC, and you can do it with your phone, which is pretty cool. The UMC.
Yeah, I did that. I've done that. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, and she's like that's. I was like, I got pink eye, and she goes, well, your eye's not like seeping swollen. It's not your actual eye. It's your eyelid, right? And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, I thought she wasn't going to give me anything for it. I'm like, but it's clearly like, look at this one. Look at this one. Like it's pink, swollen, and it hurts. Like it feels like somebody's got a finger on your eyeball. That's what it feels like. Just lightly, not pressing hard, but just like there's something in your eye.
Doesn't matter, man. Once the finger's in the eyeball, it's far enough.
Yeah, man, it is. It doesn't need to push in. It's just already irritating. So it's like that constantly. And I woke up with this. So I did this song. Can't wait to share with you. It's a cover song that I did of Chris Cornell. It's a Chris Cornell song. I'm a huge Chris Cornell fan. So it's one of the rare glimpses that I have of a recording of me doing like heavy metal, basically rock and roll singing vocals.
Okay.
It's a real metal one. So I think you're gonna really enjoy this cover. I can't wait to share it with you. I did a remix of it. Like the timing wasn't right and stuff, and like it needed some adjustments. And I've since done that, but I haven't had time to render out that version. So I'm gonna play you this other version, which isn't. It's not perfect, you know what I mean? But you'll get an idea. And at one point, I was telling T, I haven't shared it with T yet either. Even though it's here today, I was like, I'm gonna share it with BigRoom.
Oh, here we have from across the sea.
Hey,
sail away, sweet G. There he is.
Hey, the return of Krampus. What's
and a
up?
little bit closer to home at the same time. Well, he's not there, but he was there a second ago.
Look at that.
Look at what?
Hey,
What's up, Grandpa Sebby?
How are you doing, guys? Long time no
we're
see.
doing well.
Yeah,
we're
man. It
doing
has been a
well.
long time, man. I like that shirt.
Yeah, this is the Romanian symbol.
Nice. Hungary.
It was
The
the
Hungarian
national day
symbol.
on the
That's
1st of
awesome.
December. So I'm wearing my my country on my.
I'm kidding. That is awesome. That's a Romanian shirt. So many
Oh,
people
where'd you
have
get
that.
What is that?
This is a CD that was given to me
What?
of like traditional Romanian music. Actually, you
Oh,
could.
wow, that is so cool.
What's it say there underneath there?
That's French language. That's not Romanian.
Can't read it. Oh yeah, music.
Apparently,
It danses de planes de Romaine. So from the plains of Romania,
From
music
the planet of Romania.
from the planet of Romania.
It would have been cooler if it was the actual Romanian language.
That would be cool. But that's
But
interesting.
actually, the Romania part is spelled correctly. It's using the little thing above the A letter.
The little hoogabajoob.
Little triangle above it. There.
It's called
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hoogabajoob.
That makes the difference. So, for example, like the normal A letter is pronounced A, and when it has that little triangle above it, it's U.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
I believe that's called an umlaut.
Hunedoara, look at that. Hunedoara is a county here in Romania.
Nice. All right.
You can call that an umlaut or a carat.
Dude, I like
Yeah,
this.
kind of like an umlaut in Muntenia. Muntenia is a region, a whole region. It's the region I'm in right now. It's Bucharest, the capital.
Monktania.
Monctania. That's pretty awesome.
Does it say anywhere on that CD something Bucovina?
Let me see. Let me see.
Spelled Bucovina.
Mm-hmm.
Krampus, you're growing your hair out.
Yeah,
Cool.
the wave look.
Yeah, man. It's nice and wavy. You got naturally wavy hair.
Yeah.
Same with us.
I
and
figured
TK.
out- I had like 2 years of cutting it real short. Now I'm just trying new things.
That doesn't have the other one. It has this one. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Dobroja.
Yeah, Dobroja.
Yeah, it's another region. It's the region next to the sea.
It means thank you.
Hey, yeah. Dobre noć. It means good.
It means thank you. See?
Dobra noche is good night in Polish.
That's right.
Oh, that's right. It means good see.
That's what my mother always says. Dobre noć.
Dobra see. Oh, hey, Krampus.
Oh,
Somebody
nice.
asked this guy a question. I can't do it. My setup's all fucked
That's
up.
why I popped it open right now.
Look, yeah,
Booyah! That looks like a cool one.
What
are
are you drinking?
Look at this right here.
Kozel?
Oh, nice.
This is a golden beer from
Premium lager.
Yeah, it's from I can't remember. From the Czech Republic, I think. Oh yeah, from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, that's our people.
It's a beer that
Yeah.
actually just
Nice.
recently got into the Romanian market, and it's been tearing shit up because it's really good and
Is
it's super cheap.
I've been to the Czech Republic, and I don't recall drinking Kozel while I was there.
Yeah, it's kind of new, I think.
Dope, man. That's awesome. Looks good.
Yeah.
Though. I love the bottle size. Like
What is
that's
that?
a
20,
proper
like 20,
bottle.
It's
26?
660 milliliters. I don't know.
Wow.
what-
What
Someone
is that?
do
What
the-
is that in ounces? Anybody know?
Yeah,
No.
32?
American transfer to ounces.
That might be like 32.
660 milliliters.
Yeah, you just divide it in half. It's 3.3. I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
Yeah, no idea. It is just over 22 ounces.
22 ounces. Okay.
Just under
It
two.
looks more. It looks more than 22 ounces from here.
Close to the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking like next to my head.
It still looks like, well, I guess not.
It
I
has
could
smaller buttons as well. Wait.
I could see a Sapporo can lining up
Oh, right.
close to that. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say I could see that.
It has these bottles as well, the smaller bottles.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
It's a little baby. It's a little cute baby of the Cozell bottle, isn't it?
Oh boy, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Those bottles are for go. You stick it in your pocket.
Pocket bottles.
Pocket bottles.
Bro, while we got Krampus here, though, man. Bro, you've been to fucking Cairo, Egypt.
Yeah.
That's how long it's been, and we haven't had a report back. Like,
I
you've been
visited,
many places.
pyramids.
You've been traveling. Man,
Yep.
catch us up. First of all, just please start with Cairo. Just start with
Have
Egypt,
you
'cause
met the
know
pharaohs?
Ethiopia.
Did you meet the pharaohs?
No, I think the pharaoh was asleep when I got there.
They're sleeping.
Yeah, they've
Did you
been
urge
sleeping for quite some time.
Did you urge up the
Asleep
power
of
of
the
the
dead.
gods?
It was a really cool experience. I went there with my little brother and my mom and my dad. I haven't been on a vacation with my parents for about 3 or 4 years, I think. And my mom wanted us to go together as a family, and we chose Egypt.
Awesome.
And my mom and dad already went to the pyramids. So on the day that we traveled to the pyramids, I just went with my brother. So we went to Hurghada, which is a city next to the Red Sea. And prior to our arrival there, for like a month earlier, there was a deadly shark attack.
Shark.
Yeah, in the Red Sea. I didn't know either. I didn't know sharks could live in seas, by the way. I thought it was only the ocean. And this is the only recorded human fatality by a shark ever. If you search on Reddit, Hurghada, Egypt shark attack, you will see it was a Russian tourist that got ate by a shark.
Oh my
You
god!
literally see like the shark coming just above the water and snatching him and then dragging him below water.
So it's the first
Just a fucking
first
shit.
shark
You
attack
don't-
in that area.
It was
That
a
dude's-
bull shark, I think.
That dude's from
Yeah.
Russia on vacation and got ate by a shark. Like, what a
Yeah,
fucking
it
shitty
was-
fucking hand that's dealt, huh?
Yeah, well, it was really
But that's
bad.
life.
Bull sharks can fucking swim anywhere, man. They're the ones that swim up rivers. You know, like they'll catch people in India up in the river there. They swim up the
Yeah, but
river.
sharks don't usually attack people, so it
No,
was
not
all of
usually.
these theories about why did the shark attack, and it was said that there was a big accident on a big ship that got like 500 sheep on it, like sheep, the animals, and they fell
They
into
will ride the pigs ashore.
and then the and then the blood attracted sharks and got them into a frenzy or whatever. But anyway, I got there, and all of the tourists were scared because you got like to the hotel I went. You have a barrier of coral reefs, which is really beautiful. You can snorkel in the area right like close to the what is
That's how they got the Russian. He was fucking snorkeling, wasn't he?
He wasn't snorkeling. He was just swimming, but he was swimming at another place. Usually, on that side of the tourist side, there is a big barrier of coral reefs, and the sharks cannot come over the coral reefs. They can swim on water, but not on the coral reefs because the coral reefs are really close to the surface of the water.
So he said. So basically, the Russian was wading around in the gravy pool
Exactly.
first, and then got into the ocean to rinse off a little bit.
Yeah, and then the shark attacked. And also,
shark
sharks attack only lonely people because when they see a group of swimmers, they don't attack because multiple people. But he was alone, so
Lone
not-
swimmer with a death wish.
yeah. So I have a video.
Oh, the guy eating the shark?
Guy
Oh,
eating.
I have that video as well. Yeah, it's on Reddit. But I have a video of me.
You just got to see this.
I have a video of me swimming right where the shark attacked
Happened.
another person, not
That's-
the Russian guy. The Russian guy was killed 2 hotels to the left side of me, but in my side, my hotel, there was another shark attack to an Austrian tourist, I think. And right where the shark attacked is me swimming with my brother and a couple of other swimmers.
But the Austrian didn't get killed.
She survived initially, but then died later from the blood coming out of her.
For being partially eaten. All right.
Or died.
Death
So
cause of
there's
death,
a safe
partial
zone.
gestation.
Just to the coral reefs is a safe spot. You can swim with the fishes. You get like goggles and you start snorkeling. It's really beautiful. Like all the fishes you see in Nemo are there. I mean, from all colors, like purple, yellow, blue,
I saw a shark in
red.
Nemo.
What?
There was a shark in Nemo.
Yeah, but the sharks were over the barrier, over the coral reefs.
Okay.
And it
All right.
was just like this beautiful experience. I've never ever snorkeled with so many fish.
Death.
And I got a trick from an Egyptian there. If you actually do this in the water, the fish will come to you because they think you're giving them food. And you just stand still and do this, and a bunch of like tens of fishes come around you, start
Wow.
sniffing you. It's really really beautiful.
Dude, how were you not? You weren't freaked out at all after the knowing of the attack and whatnot. You were still brave enough to go in.
No, because I had a discussion. We have a friend there, an Egyptian who works at the hotel. He's actually the head of the swimming department of the lifeguards, and he was there in the day that the shark attacked. He was there in the water, like 50 meters from the Austrian tourist who got attacked by the shark. And the lucky thing he did, and the smart thing he did, he swam over the coral reefs so that the shark couldn't come to him. And just as he swam over the coral reefs, the shark came like 5 meters in front of him and stopped right where the coral reefs were and just turned around and headed back to the sea.
What?
Sure.
Yeah, so really intense. And he told me now because of the shark attacks, there is no open swimming. You can only swim. You have to sign a piece of paper so they can see that it's going on your own accord and you understand the dangers. And it's only 12 afternoon that you can go in with other swimmers and with a lifeguard. So it's like a big group of people, like 20, 30 people who are courageous enough to go in the shark waters. And you go snorkeling around the coral reefs, which is like 30 meters down, a big coral reef. You can see it from the top, from the surface. Really beautiful, really crazy experience. But as I was swimming, I was constantly checking behind me, left, right. So that was still, that in my mind because I knew that there were sharks there, but probably they could see me, but I couldn't see them.
Yeah.
And then the pyramids. Wow, what a crazy experience. From Hurghada to Cairo, we started the journey at about 1 a.m. And
Wait. From Uganda? That's where you
Hurghada.
stayed?
Yes, Hurghada is the tourist the tourist section of Egypt, where you have the hotels and whatever.
Okay.
And then to travel to the pyramids, to go to the capital, to Cairo, is 500 kilometers or something like that. And
Okay.
we drove for 7 or 8 hours, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and we were lucky because we got a small van, and we got there quicker because if we have gotten like a big bus full of tourists, my mom when she went there 3 years ago, she actually did about 12 hours to Cairo.
Oy.
So we started the journey at 1 a.m. in the morning. I slept like 2 or 3 hours, I think. I couldn't sleep on the van because the drivers were Vin Diesel and Paul Walker from the Fast and Furious franchise. Crazy traffic there, by the way. No rules whatsoever. No signals.
Oh,
Left,
shit.
right.
That's how it is in that's how it is in Kenya, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I couldn't sleep because I had no faith in the drivers. So
Yeah.
when I don't know who's driving, I cannot sleep in a car.
I totally get that, man. Totally.
Yeah, so I was just like standing like this in the back of the van, checking them, seeing if they're
Waiting for-
awake, if they don't fall asleep, and I was like the third driver. And we got to Cairo eventually, and the pyramids are really close to the city. I never knew that. I always thought, like in my mind, that the pyramids were somewhere off in the desert, like hundreds of miles or whatever. but you can literally see the pyramids from the city. I mean, you drive from the main street, from like a big boulevard, and if you look to the left, there are the pyramids. It's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes away.
Wow.
And I got to the pyramids. I must say they are big. They are really big, but they're not as big as I imagined them to be. Because
Okay.
you see all of the movies and you think like there are huge pyramids. It's like a maybe a 15-story building. They are really big, but they're not as big as I imagined them to be.
Sure.
No, in
Right.
my head they were like really huge, but they were
It's
really
like when
big.
you actually see King Kong.
Right.
It's not nearly as big as
I
you
know,
imagine.
I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him. Maybe he
Yeah.
went up to another
Trust-
pyramid. Or-
Kong is not as big. He's Kingsley.
Yeah.
He's state
Yeah.
more
And
state.
next to the pyramids, there are hundreds of camels and Egyptians trying to make money from tourists to go on a camel ride. But we already went to me and my brother, we already went on a camel ride in another trip. And we knew the scam because always when there are big tourist attractions, there are scammers nearby who wanna get some money from you. And they come, it's like, do you want a camel ride? I was like, no, thank you, we can walk. And then we walked. There are three pyramids. There is the big one for the big pharaoh. Then is the next one, a smaller one for his son, and another one in the back for his grandson. The one in the back, like for his grandson, is like really small. It's not. It's maybe 4-story building at most. The big one is the main attraction. That's the one you want to see. You can go inside, but I didn't want to go inside because I knew inside is just like a
Mummies.
small corridor that leads to like a small opening, and there's nothing in there. You can't see the coffin or whatever because all of the coffin and all of the things that were inside the pyramid are now in the Cairo Museum, which I visited after the pyramids. And I stayed maybe for like an hour, going around the pyramids, taking photos. We descended to a small tomb of another pharaoh. Big mistake. It's like a descent like this, and it's just a piece of wood with small kind of ledges that you fix your legs onto, and then you climb down. You descend maybe 50 or 60 meters.
Oof.
The air down there is really humid and you don't have that much oxygen, so it's like smelling an old cellar, you
Yeah.
know. And when we finally got down there, it was nothing. So we literally descended just to see nothing. It was like sand and the inside of a small pyramid, just basically bricks and sand. There was nothing interesting. So we got back up. It was harder than the descent because you had to climb so many stairs back up.
Wow.
But it was a cool experience. Then we went to the Cairo Museum, and you can actually go into a room, a separate room that has all of the belongings of Tutankhamun, which was the famous pharaoh. And honestly, God, you cannot take photos inside, but the things I've seen a gold dagger, like a dagger that this big, entirely made of gold and wood inlays. Jewelries, swords made out of diamond, so many things.
Wow.
The pharaoh's coffin was entirely made out of gold, and it had rubies all over it, emerald, all these like stupid expensive jewelry. You had guards all around the room. So if you got your phone out and wanted to take a photo, they will quickly come and like tell you we cannot take photos. Yeah, you can only get it in your head. But the things and the jewelry I've seen in that room is like, damn. And he wasn't really that big of a pharaoh because he was like 14 or 15 years old, I think, when he died. And we went to another room of a much richer pharaoh and oh my God, the levels have changed. If Tutankhamun's room was impressive for me, that other guy, that other pharaoh, I can't remember his name, was crazy Egyptian name, but he was a much richer pharaoh. And he died much later in his life. He died like well, it was 50 or 60. Or in that time, it was like a really old age, and he was so goddamn rich. The coffin that he had, you had like do you know the Matrushka doll from the Russians?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the coffin from for the that pharaoh. As a side was gold, another side was bronze, another side was wood, another side was gold with emerald and rubies, another side was steel. It has so many different like sides. It was just like a Matrushka doll. It was a really big coffin, and got into their swords and spears made out of pure gold, uh, all sorts of jewelries, rings, bracelets made of all the stones you can literally, from gold to diamond to ruby to emerald. I mean, these guys were so incredibly rich. You cannot fathom the amount of jewelry that they had in that room of the museum. And I cannot just really imagine, like, from their part of time, how rich they were. It was a really crazy and eye-opening experience. It was really cool. It's something I wanted to do like once in my lifetime, to go visit the pyramids and visit the Cairo Museum,
Yeah.
how the old pharaohs lived. And it's a really big museum. You have really big statues of pharaohs. You have a statue that's 30 meters or something like that. So it was a really cool experience.
Hell yeah. I definitely want to go, man. I
That's
can't.
definitely awesome,
For you
man.
guys to go just once in your lifetime.
Yeah. Glad you got to have that experience, man. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was really worth it.
All right. So lessons here are I was gonna stay directly in Cairo, and because like the flights into Cairo are like they're not that expensive from the United States. You know, you can fly there round trip for I think it's like somewhere around $1,200. I don't know. I never heard of the city that you stayed in. I don't know if that's how did you fly into there? Like maybe that's just something from like your region. Because I never heard of that. Why did you think?
It's the Red Sea part. It's where the big hotels are.
Yeah, but there's also Alexandria.
Yeah, you can go there as well.
Alexandria, and there's Alexandria's super close to Cairo.
Is it? That's not where the Red Sea miracle happened, though. He stayed where they parted the Red Sea.
Oh, I don't know where that happened.
Yeah,
Right where he was. That's why there's all the sharks there.
That's right. That's right.
They're drawn by the miracle power.
Miracle power, the blood of the Pharaoh's
The
soldiers.
coral reef in there is actually just all the bones of the Egyptians that got smashed in the Red Sea miracle. That's just fact. That's just science.
Look it up. It's written down.
Look it up. It's written down all over the place.
wait, let me check if I have the video of me snorkeling.
Yes.
Snorkel.
Snarky.
Snorkeling, yeah.
Snark.
Let's see. I do.
Why, look and see.
Mm.
What are you drinking?
Lost A-bone.
Yeah, that happens to him all the time.
Just an infusion that I did. Put it in this bottle at the moment. But it is New Amsterdam. I call it Camsterdam because it's Amsterdam because it's New Amsterdam and then chamomile tea infused.
Ah, nice.
What is New Amsterdam? Is that rum or what is it?
No, it's a
It's
gin.
gin.
It's a New Amsterdam gin. It has kind of a vanilla finish to it, but
Hey.
with
Look
chamomile
at this.
Amsterdam. It's really
This
good.
is me snorkeling where the sharks attacked.
Nice.
That's
Ew.
right there in
It
front
looks
of-
like there's a shark frenzy happening right now.
yeah.
What the fuck is that? What's going
This
on
right
down there?
here is like this is the end of the start of the coral reefs, and then this is open water where the sharks are.
Oh, okay.
But what's down in the bottom of the? Why is there so much motion down
I
there?
think that's just a coral reef in the water reflecting.
Yeah.
It's
reflecting
the
through
waves
water.
coming
Like-
in the wind, and that's really why you see the coral. The coral reefs are just rocks. It's
Oh.
not like I mean, they have softer sides, but you have to really be careful when you cross over to like they call it pools. So there's bigger pools and smaller pools in which they are encircled by coral reefs. And me and my brother, we went exploring to distant pools where there were no tourists because we wanted to see, the different parts, not just the main tourist pool. It was really beautiful, but we wanted to see other things. And
Lucky you didn't get eaten by a shark.
coral reefs were so close to the surface that you had to crawl and swim right next to them. You had to grab them and pull them out of your way. You basically had to do this motion like the military do when they crawl on the ground.
Yeah.
I have a video of me snorkeling as well, but I swam with the fishes.
Ooh.
Yeah, we have the coral reefs and then the number of fishes.
How did you shoot this video? Oh, yeah, that is cool coral.
The kind of GoPro.
GoPro.
You brought the GoPro.
The GoPro.
Yeah, I did. I bought an action camera. It was called. It was a cheap like eBay kind of thing. I didn't bring my
Yeah.
GoPro because I didn't know that I was going to be filming. But when I got there, I said I have to be filming something.
Nice,
So
man.
I borrowed the action camera from the Egyptian life guard, and then he sent me the video.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, got the job done.
Yeah, it wasn't. Honestly, what I filmed, it was just this short 20-second clip, and you can see like a big number of fish. There were like maybe 10, 12 fish. But when I swam without the camera, you had fish all over me.
Of course.
Tens of fish, and really big fish as well. They had like fish like this big that were
Wow.
yellow with white stripes, and they will come circle you, check you out, and they will leave.
Did you get to eat any of those fish?
No,
The
no.
yellow ones with the white stripes?
I got to eat some fish. I went with the Egyptian lifeguard to Hurghada, to the city,
Mhm.
and we went to like a restaurant, and we had a different kind of taste of fishes. They brought multiple fish meat for us to taste. Uh, it was like a just big table of fish meat, and we ate. I don't know how many fish we ate, but I ate too many. Fish, shrimp, and then they started giving us tea and fish soup. I maybe this is I think was the biggest meal of my life. I couldn't stop eating because there were so many things and I wanted to try so many things.
Yeah.
At the end of the meal, my belly was really swollen. I was sitting in the back like this. I was trying to get air to breathe. I was gasping air. So it was really cool. It was good, very good food.
Nice. Yeah, it was good. Good. And what did you say? Like, what did they offer you that you never had before? Do you remember any? Like, or did they just have again like weird ass names?
Different fish. I don't know the names of the fish.
Okay.
Fish that were red, fish that were yellow.
Did any of them? Would they all taste like fish, or could you like any of them were like really stand out? Like this is something.
They had different tastes to them. You from different species, you can actually taste it. Tastes different. One is
You can taste the
saltier,
species.
one is fresher. Many tasted the same as normal fish that I get here in Romania from the sea, but there were many species, especially the colored ones, that had a different taste to them. Like they had a saltier taste. Ones were kind of fresher. One was kind of sweet, and you could taste the difference.
Yeah. What else? What other kind of foods did you have there? That were
Uh,
like some stuff that you like saw and you were like, oh, this is something
Or an interesting spice.
unique. Yeah, it's spiced with their spices, their regional
we had
spices.
we ate a shrimp soup, which I never had in my life. I ate shrimp before, but I've never heard of a shrimp soup.
Mhm.
So you had like I don't know what kind of liquid was that. I don't know if it was a special liquid or just water mixed with some spices or whatever. But they had pieces of shrimp meat in this big bowl of soup, and you had the soup with noodles and some kind of vegetables. I don't know what vegetables. I think maybe carrot and onions. I think it was really an interesting taste, especially with the shrimp, because shrimp is already like an eccentric taste, and you either like it or you don't. I personally like shrimps.
What
Yeah,
color? What color was the soup? Red or white?
it was like a muddy color, like a dark brown.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, very weird taste, but I liked it. It was a
Yeah.
Nice.
different soup.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's one of the greatest things about traveling, man, is trying the foods and
Different
you know
foods,
how
yeah.
they prepare it with the vegetables and the herbs and such that are unique to those areas.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
I compared it with Turkey because I've been to Turkey a lot.
Yeah.
I I traveled to Turkey for about like 15 times, I think.
Wow.
And just for the hotel part, Egypt is just now kind of getting big into the tourist business. And then they don't have such nice hotels as the Turkish people do. Because when you go to Turkey to an all-inclusive hotel, you get really good food. You have all these amenities, water parks, big
Yeah.
beaches, and whatever. On the Egyptian side, now smaller. It's like the hotel is not as big. The food is not as diverse. I mean, you had the almost the same food every day. It was a big buffet. You can get what you want, but mainly for the main part, it was kind of the same food every day compared to the Turkish hotels. Like when you go to a Turkish hotel, you have different food every day. For 7 days that you stay there, they have different foods for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So you get to eat something different. But for the Red Sea, the coral reefs, the pyramids, that's the main attraction of Egypt, not staying in a hotel, you know? The hotel is just almost somewhere you can get some sleep and maybe drink in the night. But during the day, you really have to go outside the hotel and start visiting. We went to a Bedouin village. The Bedouins are like the tribes of the Egyptian people that are really kind of secret about their life. Nobody knows how they educate themselves. Nobody knows how they live. They are really secretive, but you can go visit them, and they make money off of camel rides. They have camels, so you go to the Bedouin, almost to the Bedouin village, because nobody is actually allowed inside the Bedouin village. You go to places outside the Bedouin village, in which they have like different representatives with the camels, and they give you tea that they drink in order uh, to like what's the word I'm looking for?
Sedate you?
To cope with the heat. That's the word.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's better than sedating.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, you know, unless you trust the person, then sedation could be good.
I don't know about that, but
Yeah, I don't know either. That would
yeah,
be
they
pretty
don't
scary.
really know English. They know a
I
couple of
would
words,
be. I
but
would just be like, I would just drink beer. If it's not in a bottle with a cap on it, I wouldn't drink it over there. You know.
you have to when you're there. You might as well. It was just a normal tea, like a normal black tea. It had
Okay.
some weird taste to it. It didn't taste like normal black tea. They had some different herbs. They used different herbs that they get from the desert, and they
Huh.
actually have pharmacies. So the local pharmacies in the cities are mainly used. The medicine that they have are mainly from herbs that the Bedouins make.
Wow.
And it's a really cool like part of the world because you come from a continent like I came from Europe. Where you are in 2023. You have laptops and tablets and phones that you can use and find any information in a couple of seconds. And then you get to a part of the world in which people don't have internet, they don't have access to social media and TVs. No, they live in the desert. They ride camels to work basically, and they work in the desert. They don't work in the cities with other
Oh
people.
my god.
They just live in secluded small villages of maybe 100 200 people.
They call that old school.
Yeah,
Real old, man.
that's not old school. That's ancient living.
Ancient school.
Ancient school. Did you so did your cell phone only work at the hotel?
Yeah, you didn't have internet once you went outside the hotel. You could get like a small burner thing which you put on your phone, but the internet there is so bad that you might as well not use it. Especially
Wow.
coming from me, because Romania's I don't know if it's the first, but it's the second fastest internet in the world. Us and Singapore have the fastest internet in the world, internet speed. And when I got there with using my Wi-Fi from the hotel, just one message took forever to send. Not like photos or videos or whatsoever. And I got so frustrated that I just didn't use it. I was like, what the fuck? Why use it if it's not sending anything? My family knows where I am because they were here with me. So other people will find out when I go back.
That's right. That's right. Wow, man. That sounds freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, it's
Sounds good.
a really really cool country.
All right. And then what else happened? You have you got a job?
Yeah, I
Back
we have a saying in Romanian, which is basically the translation of it is you steal someone's information about a job. Basically, you steal knowledge, and that's when that's what I do right now because I'm learning the mechanical part of Harley Davidson motorcycles, and I'm hanging about with two guys that have the garage, and I'm learning from them all of basically all of the maintenance parts and different mechanical stuff. Just basically being a mechanic for Harley Davidson motorcycles. And right now, I've learned so much stuff. I can do my maintenance on my bike by myself. I can change brake calipers. I can change the uh, what's the English word?
Nice.
The front of the bike. I can't remember
Axel.
the axle. Yeah, and I'm learning as I go, and it's my passion, and it's really really cool like to be able to work in an environment full of the motorcycles. It's like basically I don't feel like working. I go there like as a little kid. I every day when I go to university, I wait for my courses to end so I can go to work.
That's awesome.
That's
That's
the way to do it. Yeah, that's awesome.
stay in the life if you do what you love, you know.
Yeah, and if you do what you love, you feel like not working. You feel
Right.
every day like it's pleasure or hobby or going with a drink with your friends.
Yeah, follow your bliss, you know.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great, brother. Very, very happy for you.
Yeah, that's super cool, man.
That's
And then
super
what else?
cool.
Didn't you travel somewhere else too?
Um. Oh yeah, I went to Cyprus.
Cyprus.
Yeah, I went to Cyprus in the summer and then to Egypt in September. In Cyprus I went with only with my brother, the only two of us. So it was really not about family. It was just about having fun and meeting new people. I rented a car And Cyprus is a really small island, so you can drive anywhere. You can literally go from a side of the country to another side in 3 or 4 hours with a car. So renting a car when you go there is the best thing you can do to visit, small monasteries. And Cyprus is officially the whole island, but unofficially there is a border. There is a Turkish side and a Greek side. And when you go from one side to the other, you have to give your passport to the police there. But in reality, like in a legal circumstance, this border does not exist. But in the real world, there is a real border between the Turkish side and the Greek side because they fought over this island for hundreds of years, and they have a Turkish side and a Greek side. So I rented a car in the Greek side, and I couldn't go to the Turkish side with my car. So my car was only available for the Greek side. If I wanted to go to the Turkish side, I had to rent another car from within the Turkish side.
Right.
So they really have a big beef going on from
Yeah.
from their part. But Cyprus was a whole nother experience because Egypt was, about pyramids and swimming with the fish and whatever. But Cyprus was mainly inland, and there are many, many old monasteries that you can visit there. So I went to a monastery in the mountains. I got through a small village that had a population of 2 people,
Oh
and
my
I'm
God.
not I'm not even kidding. There are only 2 people in the whole village, and I saw one of them. I saw
So
I saw I saw an old man that was sitting on a porch, and there are many houses. I mean, there are tens of houses, but they are uninhabited. All of the people that were in the village just left and went to the bigger cities. And there
but they
was
were
an old man sitting on a porch smoking a cigarette. I couldn't see the other person, but I saw
maybe
half the population.
one.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I got through the village. I made some photos, some videos, and then we went to the monastery. It was a really, really beautiful monastery. It was quite big. It was made, I think, in 1200. In 1200, I think. Yeah.
Cyprus is one of these cities that Graham Hancock talks about, and there's the history that they tell you of that island. He believes is completely inaccurate. It predates them. It's another place on the planet Earth that was found by humans that survived the apocalypse of the time, which was the Younger Dryas, about 100, what is it, 12,000 years ago, something like that.
Yeah.
And they found it. And it's again, it's like, aren't there a lot of like stones that kind of look like these stones that are cut and they just like they're odd shapes, but they fit together and they,
I didn't really see these type of stones. There's a lot of vegetation. It's
okay.
a very hot country. It's a lot of vegetation and a lot of different bushes all around. They don't really have mountains. It's more like hills. But in the small one mountain where I went to visit the monastery, you can see the monastery was old. So it was made in 1200, so it's like what, 800 years old, I think,
Yeah.
800 years old, and they had different generations of monks and priests. Monks, they are not monks, but yeah, they are monks because they live in the monastery. Different monks, they are all Christian Orthodox. From the Greek side, they are all Christian Orthodox. On the Turkish side, you had the mosques. I think, I don't know what the English word for the Muslim churches are, but yeah, Turkish mosques. Yeah. So the Turkish side has mosques, and then the Greek side has Christian Orthodox monasteries. And the cool thing in that monastery where I went, imagine being in the middle of Cyprus, uh, thousands of miles away from Romania, I met a small group of guys that were my age that were studying in a theological university here in Romania, and there's actually a student program to go to different monasteries in the world and study with the monks there about your religion. And I met a group of guys that were actually, one of them was from my city.
Nice.
What
What
are
are the odds of that? And the monk told us because I started talking with the monk, and by the way, this is like old tradition. Women are not allowed in the monastery. So if you are a woman and you want to visit, you have to stay by the gate. You cannot come inside.
Oh,
So it's a really old tradition. You can tell.
at least they haven't updated that yet.
Yeah, and
Wait,
we had to wear a robe. Us as guys, we had shorts, and we couldn't go in shorts in the monastery. So we had to bundle.
you would have gotten raped.
No, I don't
We
think the
haven't
monk.
seen man leg in a long time.
Yeah, they haven't seen man leg in forever.
I don't think the
That's why
monk
you
could
can't
be
get. That's why you can't let the women in there.
any danger to me. But I started talking with a monk. He was really friendly. He knew English very well, and he asked me where I was from. Me and my brother. And we said Romania. I was like, oh, we have a group of students from Romania. And at first, I thought he was kidding, like he was trying to make a joke. And I laughed.
Here,
And I was
drink
like,
this. I'll take
he
you
was
to
like,
it.
no, I'm serious. Do you want me to call them? And then he called them, and this bunch of guys just came up, and we started talking in Romanian language. I couldn't believe that I met them in the middle of Cyprus, in the middle of nowhere, near a village with
Wow.
2 people in it. So it was
Yeah,
really
man.
Shit like that
That is
happens to
really-
me. When I went to Virginia, I went inside of one of the caves in my wheelchair. And it's not very easy to get wheelchairs into caves. And I went down in this cave, and it was me and Karen and her mom and Dave were down in the cave. And the same day that I'm down there in the cave, there's some other dude in a wheelchair, and they're like, we never get people in wheelchairs here. And that guy, so we get to one part in the cave where you just can't, the wheelchair can't go any further. And this dude did not speak English hardly at all. He was from Canada, spoke French, uh, and so the two of us are just sitting there, and not everybody else is gone. Just two guys in a wheelchair in a cave, 1,000 feet underground. And he just looks at me and he goes, you know, Mario Lemieux? And I was like, Mario Lemieux? Yeah, I love Mario Lemieux. And he was like, oh, yeah, yes, hockey, Pittsburgh Penguins. I was like, I'm from Pittsburgh. It was crazy. It was just crazy.
Such a
That's
random
awesome.
sight seeing two dudes in wheelchair in a cave.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was definitely an interesting
It,
experience.
it was like someone had forgot you there.
Yeah, the two of us were just there and we were talking,
Wait and see
Secluded.
dragon.
connecting over Lemieux.
Sacrifice to the dragon.
Yes. The old dragon, the old troll cave.
Have you seen the GTA 6 trailer?
No, I've not played GTA 6.
Oh, it's not out yet, but the trailer was released today.
Oh, no, that's it.
Did you guys play GTA or no?
I played like the first one, and then the first few I played some with my nephews.
No.
Never got huge into it, though.
Yeah, it was a kids game, but I grew up with it. GTA 3, GTA San
Oh, yeah.
Andreas, 4 and 5.
yeah.
But the big thing was like GTA 5 got released in 2013.
Gran Turismo.
No, Grand
GTA.
Theft Auto.
Oh.
The GTA 5, the last one was released in 2013, and I was 12 years old. And now the trailer has come out after 10 years, and it will be another 2 years before it's released. So it will be released in 2025.
So this is the first one since that one.
Yeah, it's such a long wait for just a stupid goddamn game.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's
I
a whole.
feel like I've waited for this game for all my life. Like I'm
Well,
waiting
you
for
have
the Lord of the
almost.
Rings movie.
Yeah, you have almost, really.
What did I hear? That's being remade. Oh, I just caught wind that something amazing is being filmed. Ah, crap. It'll come to me. There's something. Highlander. Yeah, they've been
I
doing.
think we talked about that recently.
Yeah, no, this is something else. Oh, it'll come to me. Don't
In the
worry.
Lord of the Rings franchise, they will be doing a movie, War of the Rohirrim. I think it will be animated. It will be on Netflix. So that will be cool. After the Amazon Prime completely fucked up with the Rings of Power.
Yeah.
Oh, my heart. And I've waited for so long.
Yeah, what did they do with it? We were waiting, and then did they come out with the second half, or did they just not?
No, it's just the first season.
So,
But are they moving forward with it?
Yeah, they are. It's a $1 billion project. You have to move forward with it. It's not an option to hold it.
I mean, I think they got a lot of good reviews on it.
I don't know what reviews they got, but for people that are fans of the Lord of the Rings, and especially knowing the lore, they fucked it up. They really fucked it up. I mean, it had some good parts. It had some good parts. Some parts were actually amazing. Seeing the mines of Moria,
Yeah.
and the city when it was populated with dwarves, it was really cool. That part was really cool.
That
But
was cool.
the depiction of Galadriel and Sauron, like seeing Galadriel as a warrior, it didn't make sense. She was like a lady with special powers, really powerful in her own, like just like in the movies.
Okay.
But they made her into a sort of warrior, and it didn't make sense with the character. And Sauron as well.
Well, she was like a goddess.
She was a goddess, but she was
She was
supposed
a
to be a
goddess.
goddess, not a warrior. It kind of diminished her like presence.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, her passion for fighting, in that she had a huge passion for fighting. They tried to establish it with the the way that her, like the way that she almost drowned at sea and stuff at the beginning.
Yeah, and how she met Sauron is completely different from the books. In the Lord of the Rings movies, they made some different things from the books, but they kept the main things that were great about the books. They kept them in the movie. But in the Rings of Power series, especially like Sauron in the books, comes to the elves like as a giver of gifts and tricks them into making the rings. Here is like just he sort of stumbles into Galadriel in the middle of the sea, and they make this weird friendship. They don't trust each other, then they start trusting each other, and then they go to the elves, and he, as a human, like a random human, just goes into the forging of the rings, and it's like they took some awesome aspects of the books and made it like really mainstream and not that great.
Brian, what was your take on this? You haven't seen it yet?
No, I saw it. I agree with Sebi. I mean, I thought they had the same kind of flaws that The Hobbit had, where they just they changed too many things for no reason.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about the Lord of the Rings movies was they changed stuff. Like I know some people were, pissed off about the elves being at Helm's Deep. The elves come and
Yeah,
save you, and that there were no elves at Helm's Deep. It was just the humans. It was
but
the
they made
humans'
changes
last
that
stand.
worked.
What's that?
I said they made changes that worked. These changes don't work with the
Yeah,
film.
and yeah, right. Changing the fact of having the elves at Helm's Deep was great. It kind especially in a movie format where the books you can work in so many little details about the last fight at Mordor and all that, and why the elves showed up and all that. But here it made sense. The elves and the elves realized, okay, hey, if Helm's Deep falls, then we're next in line. We're the next ones that are going to go. So they came to help the humans. What are you doing, man? Why are you fucking with the backgrounds?
That's a Dungeons and Dragons backgrounds, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what he's doing.
I know what it is.
I like this background. We're gonna say with this background. You know what it is?
It looks like Nemesis.
Yeah. Old painting and Nemesis.
Yepper.
But yeah,
From
so
Big
that
Room.
made that made great. That was a great change on their part. They all made sense. But then the Hobbit, they just were like, hey, remember when every movie from the Lord of the Rings made $1 billion? Remember that? Wouldn't it be great if we could make 3 more movies of the Hobbit that all made $1 billion? Uh, Peter, can you make up some story to fill in the stuff to make that one book worth less like 3 movies?
Yeah,
And
just
the thing was, they didn't bring Peter Jackson from the start because initially it was Guillermo del Toro as
Yeah, that's true.
the producer, and they brought Peter Jackson as they started filming the movies, and he didn't have time to make the changes because people don't realize from the moment Peter Jackson started working on the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the moment they actually started filming, it was 4 or 5 years because pre-production for the movies was huge. I mean,
Oh
they
yeah.
did a lot of pre-production because he started working on the script with the writers and getting into pre-production in 1995 or 6, I think, and they started filming in 2000 or 99, I think,
Yeah, 99, yeah.
about there. So they did a lot of pre-production, a lot of models, and I've recently seen like making of the movies video on YouTube. They had 2 guys across all of these years that they filmed. Their only job was to make chainmail for the armors, and they made about 2 million pieces
Oh my
of
god.
small chainmail and linked them together. That was their only job. Imagine the level of detail. That was a trilogy that can never be remade. I don't think in my lifetime I will see another trilogy that will have the same quality of filming and attention to detail. I have high hopes for Dune because I've
Oh yeah, the
seen.
first one was good. The first one was good.
Yes, it's the first movie which I've seen in a long time that I feel like it has real good chances to be a good trilogy, and not just be full of if special effects like the Marvel franchise, which is it's like kids movies. It's not real deep things in the
Right.
movie.
Right.
It doesn't touch you like when I saw Lord of the Rings, I cried many times.
Yeah.
I received Lord of the Rings for about 15 times, and I always see them on Christmas. I will see them again,
nice.
and always at the end of the third movie when they bring Aragorn and the, what's the name of Elrond's daughter that he married?
Eowyn. I mean, Eowyn.
No, Eowyn. Eowyn was another girl. What's the name of the elf? The elf that Aragorn married. His lover.
Fucking.
Uh, I have a thing. I don't remember her name, and I've seen the movie so many times. Anyway, they bring them together at the end, and they get married. And in that scene, I always cry. I don't know why. It's just like the whole emotion of going to 12 hours of film and seeing the end, really beautiful. And then they kneel before the hobbits in front of
Oh yeah, that's a great scene when they get before the
Sam and
hobbits.
Frodo and Merry and Pippin.
Yeah.
A really great scene. It was so beautiful. So they were so great. The movies.
I got to revisit those again too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and always watch the extended version.
Oh yeah,
Always.
Okay.
And,
The part that always got me is like when Sam Wise.
Peter Jackson said next year is the 25th anniversary of Lord of the Rings, and he said that there are
Oh,
hours of film somewhere in a vault at the MGM production that he will be releasing in an extended version of the movie. So we will have more scenes from the original films. So it will be fucking great.
oh my God.
That could be great.
There
Yeah.
might be we might have to plan a viewing, big room viewing. This would be
Yeah, they'll have to air that, right?
that would be a
Imagine.
massive.
It's already from going to the first to the third movie, the start to the end. You watching the extended edition, it's about 12 and a half hours. So adding
Yeah.
more scenes will be like a 14, 15 hours easy.
Yeah, I mean, you can't binge watch that, but
Oh, I
Well, you
can.
can, but
Yeah.
yeah, you can.
Oh, I can. I've done it so many times, especially
really,
on
We
Christmas.
did it back in before I moved from Pittsburgh. We did it in Johnstown one day. We watched all three of the extended versions.
Yeah,
that's
on
right.
Christmas Eve, I don't watch Home Alone. I watch Lord of the Rings.
Nice.
Right.
That's a good tradition, bro. Proud of you, Cramp. Proud of you, Krampus. Proud of you, man. You're a smart guy. And so I was switching the backgrounds because that's some D&D dice right there. And then we got some dungeons, and we got this one here.
Oh, isn't
Picture of
isn't the Dungeons of Dragons film releasing, or it was released?
It was
The first one was, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
the movie. It's a trilogy or what?
I'm assuming they're
No,
gonna
they're
make
gonna.
another one.
It was a one-off to see if it did well, and it did very, very well. It exceeded their
But
expectations.
it
So
was
they
released
will.
like a month ago or something.
It was a couple months ago here in America. It came out.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
It was
comedy.
really good.
I haven't seen it.
It was definitely lighthearted. It was funny. Lots of Easter eggs, and little shout outs to different things, and very shockingly enjoyable.
Yeah, it's
And,
comedy.
yeah,
Pretty much a comedy.
yeah. It's
So
Fun.
it's made like a kind of a fun movie to watch with the family.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
All right.
actually we went to the theater and we brought our kids to it, so it was fun. We all went
So
together.
you can introduce them to the Dungeons of Dragons world.
Well, we
Yeah.
started playing Dungeons and Dragons with BB and Adam online.
Oh yeah, because I stumbled upon one of your
One of
streams.
them, yeah.
You played with your kid, I think.
That's right. And that started like right before the movie was announced that it was coming out, so it was like perfect. So we all went.
Yeah.
It was
It
a
was
lot
a good
of fun.
time.
That was definitely some good time.
That's cool. That's also really good bonding with your kids.
Yeah.
Kind of sharing the same passion.
Yeah.
I didn't have my dad wasn't in the video games. He didn't have video games in the communist period, but he was really into fishing. So that's a common passion that we have right now. Because he took me fishing with him when I was a small kid, and I really enjoyed it. And I enjoy it now as well.
So
Nice.
Yeah. It's peaceful.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I want to play this song for you that I recorded that I think you'll like. And I don't know. It's like I said, it's a rare glimpse of me covering heavy metal.
Oh.
Yeah, because I normally all I produce is like funk and R&B and soul and like neo soul and like lo-fi hip hop. So this one, for some, I wanted to start studying like vocal layering as a producer, and for some reason this last week, man, I was like Chris Cornell was in my head, and he had a really cool some really cool albums, but this thing I covered is off of it's a Soundgarden song.
Speaking
And
of Soundgarden, the monk actually has a similarity to Chris Cornell. You kind of look like Chris Cornell. You have that like the mustache and the beanie
Oh, good.
going.
Right on. I'll take that.
yeah, sure. I should have keyed up this video. I actually shot a little video of it, but I'm gonna play this song.
Uh-huh.
It's a recording of it. Like I said, I told Beavis it's not like perfectly mastered or anything like that.
You don't need to make excuses before you show us the song. Bro.
Yeah.
But there's a point in the song about 2/3 of the way song. There's like a verse, then there's second verse, and then there's this third like long bridge. And like when I was recording this, it was like Sunday night, and I was like, oh, so into it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep going. And I'm drinking like I think I started off with this Red Label, and then I like moved to this Hennessy. And I did a song with T, and like at the beginning, you hear this. Like I put some of that cork sound in the beginning of this, and like man, by the end of it, you know, I'm just sipping and like mixing, and like 7 hours went by, and I, you know, before I was like, oh, I gotta finish this song. And I'm sipping. Whew, it got deep. By the next day, you know, I woke up, I was like, oh, and I was like, oh shoot, I want to check out the song. Did I finish it? I was like, yeah, I think I did finish it. Let's check it out. I'm listening to it, and I get to the third verse. It's like, shit, did I copy? Is that me? Or did I like copy something that doesn't sound like, it didn't even sound like me.
Awesome.
And I was like,
Transmutated.
so then I actually had to go back to the original and check my files and make sure that I didn't drag down Chris Cornell's vocals. And I'm like, no. And I listened to Chris Cornell's, is like totally different. But mine's like really cool, but it doesn't sound like me at all. So listen for that part and you'll see what I'm talking about whenever we get there. So this is a song B. I don't know how you don't love, I'm sure I told you Soundgarden like 20 years ago, but this is a song that you should love, and you should love this album because it's
They're a really cool band.
Yeah.
super cool. Yeah. So this one's called Jesus Christ Pose, and here we go. Oh.
Pretty much all just like breaks down right there, but
You know what the beginning sounded like? The beginning sounded like Welcome to the Jungle, like Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
Wow, ad hoc. Those layers.
I liked it better than the punk music you did. that I listened to.
Right.
What's that?
Yeah, that shit was. Well, he said he liked it better than funk. I mean, than I did, which is, I mean, everything's personal perspective, but
Yeah,
it
this
was
is more
just
like-
as fun. I can tell you from my perspective, it was just as fun to make that as it was the funk. So.
Yeah. Dude, the layers are fantastic. To be honest with you, I like your vocals and vocal layering in your version more than the original. When the original first came out, I remember it was my first year at college, and there was something called the Jukebox Network. And this is in Baltimore, Maryland. And people would pay money to have the video play. And there were like 3 songs that everybody just kept buying kept playing on this channel.
Really? That was one of them?
What's that? That was one of them. It was Pop That Coochie by 2 Live Crew.
Maybe I'll cover that next.
Probably. Something hits from the bong, I think, from Cypress Hill, and Jesus Christ Pose.
No shit.
Yeah. And I remember at the time I was like, this is kind of like Jesus Christ Pose. It's almost as bad lyrically as Spoon Man. But
Oh, Spoon Man. Yeah, I don't
you know,
like that.
but your delivery of it makes it less like it's a little less decipherable, and it's a little more, I don't know, there's something more to it. I like yours better.
Nice. Thank you.
I haven't listened to the original version because I know just a couple of songs from Soundgarden, mainly the most popular ones. But it sounded really cool, and the instrumental was really cool. And it had like what's the genre? Hair metal, I think. Like that Rock Panther like sound to it.
Yeah, in the vocals. Yeah, the high belting.
Exactly. Yeah.
91.
The popular Steel Panther. That's the band.
Yeah. Oh
Panther,
my
yeah.
God. Steel Panther, dude. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Shit. I saw them perform when I lived in LA
I grew up with
years
music. So
ago. That's odd. That's
it was my
amazing.
first love.
What's your first love?
Rock music.
Rock music, yeah.
Rock, metal, doesn't matter.
So, Beeb, have you heard that song before?
I don't know that I have. If I have, it hasn't been in a long time.
Now I need to listen to the original version as well so I can compare them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see if I can pull it up. But it might get us banned.
It will.
Oh yeah, it will.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you're going to watch it on your own
still
time.
streaming on Twitch?
Yeah, we always stream everything.
Yeah, it'll bump us from Facebook and YouTube.
Which
Right,
is
you're
whatever.
streaming there as well?
Yeah. Facebook.
Yeah, I have to show you guys. This is a random clip from an Egyptian TV show, and there are 2 guys singing Arabic music, but one of them looks like Tommy Shelby from Peaky Blinders. What's the name of the actor?
Cillian Murphy.
What?
Cillian Murphy, I think.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy, and the other guy looks like Steve Harvey. Check this out.
That's out.
Yeah.
No, that is Steve Harvey, and that is Cillian Murphy.
They look exactly like them, and this is not AM.
That's them, dude.
That's them.
2 random dudes that look like Cillian Murphy and Steve Harvey.
No, it's not.
That's
It's
that.
definitely not, dude. It's definitely them.
Why do you think it's 2 random guys? That's definitely them, unless it's some
No,
AI.
I asked when I went to Egypt. I got my Tinder thing going on, and I hooked up with an Egyptian girl there. And I sent her this video, and she actually told me these are two TV presenters from Egypt.
Yeah,
Look
she
exactly
totally
like
lied
him
to you.
and Steve Harvey.
It's a lying Egyptian whore. She lied to you. And that's totally them.
But
Uh,
congratulations.
it's not. It's not. I thought it was really them that looked like Killy Murphy, and but it's actually not. This is the original video. She sent me this. Yeah, so they don't look like it.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like Steve Harvey. So I really
Okay, yeah.
this AI is amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, that's what they took the original video and like put their faces over it. That's crazy.
I really fucking believed it because it looked like a low quality.
Yeah, it did. You're right. It didn't look exactly like him, but it looked as much. Yeah. Okay. So that's AI.
You cannot trust anything right now.
No, you can't, man.
You cannot.
Can't trust them.
Like the Running Man.
But the original guy that was singing and going like this, he looked like he was Mike Myers in some type of
cosmetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
the only videos that I've seen and I thought it was AI, but it wasn't, were videos of Joe Biden speaking.
Oh.
He says some of the most random stuff that doesn't make any sense whatsoever,
and you're like, it's AI, and it's like, no, that's actually.
Yeah, he does say some weird shit sometimes.
Yeah, he speaks worse English than me. It's crazy.
Yeah, he just loses track of where he's at.
I mean, I'm not native in English, but when I speak, I can sort of make a linear conversation. Just listening to him speaking, he sounds like he speaks English as his third language.
He starts speaking, and then you realize he's off track. Then he realizes he's off track, and usually I either missed something or about to hear something. As usually hear, listen, Jack. That's his reset.
I'm almost convinced that your president is just a social experiment.
He totally is.
Right?
Normal.
I mean, they've been puppets. They've been political puppets for a long time.
He's a reptilian, bro. He's he's one of those conspiracy theories. I mean, you walk into the wrong room and
yeah, they're putting makeup on and prosthetics, and it's Mike Myers.
Yeah, that's him. He doesn't look like a normal guy, bro. It's just he doesn't.
He's not even alive anymore. He's just.
He's not.
You guys watch?
He looks like those animatronics that they use in movies.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
Johnny Lehman made him.
When is the next presidential election?
Next year.
Oh,
next year. Oh, so it's the same as in Romania.
Not far enough away, I can tell you that.
But
it's gonna be amusing. It's gonna be. I don't give a. I don't give a fuck. I'm not commenting on anything.
What other candidates do you guys
tuning out?
What's that?
What other candidates do you have for the president?
It's gonna be the same two as last time, man.
It's gonna be the same too. The old ass motherfuckers. These old.
America loves. We love sequels and fucking turning out old fucking movies.
Oh, it's Donald Trump and Joe Biden again, right?
Yep, it'll be Donald Trump and Joe Biden again. That's almost a guarantee.
Nightmare.
I actually think I wanna make a bet with you guys. But
why don't you just die already?
I think Donald Trump will be president again.
Oh God.
That is my honest belief. I think Donald Trump will be elected again.
I just Donald Trump wanted to turn himself into our dictator. He wanted to he literally
he's not close to dictator, bro.
No, him and his people.
I know what a dictator looks like.
Donald
Trump he has most.
It's not him. It's not him. It's the people around him that you got to be scared of. The people. That cabinet. You got to be scared.
He's actually starting to say that now. Just yesterday he had a speech.
Yeah, it's weird because you guys have two parties, like the Republican and the Democrat Party.
Yep.
You can only vote for the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Romania,
theoretically, you could vote for others, but they have to get on
the Liberal Party, the Democrat Party, the Christian Orthodox Party. You have all these different parties. So, you know, you have a bunch of different options.
Yeah, theoretically, you could vote for other parties, but
They don't really have them.
they got a lot of hoops they got to jump through, and there's no way for them to garner enough support to get the number of votes that they need to become.
Yeah,
It is fucking.
president.
It's,
But
let's
just
put it this
yesterday,
way. It's rigged.
Oh, but it will be.
You're
it
going to
will
vote
be
for the two
Donald Trump
parties,
or
whether
not.
you think you're voting for them or not.
Just
if you
yesterday,
don't vote for them, you're wasting your vote.
somebody from Fox asked Trump. He was like, so will you right now? Will you you guarantee, promise the American people that if you would become president a second time, that you're not going to abuse your power to try to take vengeance upon people or anything along those lines. And Trump's response to that was, on day one, if I become president, on day one, I will be a dictator for that day. For that day, I will be a dictator. I'm going to arbitrarily close the borders. I'm going to arbitrarily open up all of our land for drilling. I will enact these by executive privilege, and I will take out anybody who opposed me for that day. I will enact executive privilege as if I were a dictator for that day. He just came out and said it. He came out and said it.
Yeah, and then he's going to test the laws, and he will do it, and they will do it, and they will.
You have two great options as presidents. One is halfly paralyzed. So cannot speak, cannot make any decisions.
Oh, we know.
Just like a puppet.
No, we know.
That's the guy you need. That's the guy you need. Right
guy.
We're in full dystopia mode right now over here. Let me tell you,
really
like the
I read an article. This is somewhat.
If we are, you are too. I just that. Like it's.
Nah, we don't have any connections with America, bro. Which is NATO. That's just the North Atlantic connection. But we have we have our oil, we have our furniture, our wood. We do most of the things ourselves. This is a problem from inside the country. So for us, it doesn't matter who is the president of the United States.
Good. Well, good. I'm glad that there's some countries that are autonomous from our fucking shit.
Our border. I mean,
good. I'll say a prayer for you guys, man, that you stay.
An interesting bit of history that I learned just the other week that I had no idea of, and Dave apparently knew it because Dave does everything about history. But I was reading an article about World War II and America, and that prior to the Pearl Harbor bombing, right? Prior to that, it was widely accepted that 87% of Americans did not want to get involved in World War II. Mm-hmm. That's the part everybody knows, right?
And for good reason.
Yeah, everybody knows. Everybody knows. 87% prior to the bombing at Pearl Harbor, all of America was like, "Nope, not our fight. You guys deal with your shit on your shit. We're just staying over here." And then we got bombed, and everyone said, "Kill everyone." But we have 87%, right, did not want to get involved. That means that before Pearl Harbor, there were 13% of Americans, roughly 30 million people or so, somewhere in that neighborhood, that wanted to get involved in World War II prior to the bombing. But they wanted to support Hitler. Oh. They wanted to join on the German side.
Oh, really?
That's 13. Yeah, that's 13% of America wanted to get involved in World War II to support Germany against England. Wow. I was like, they don't teach that in the schools anywhere. Like, that's not that long ago, man. 13%.
Yeah, but I don't know if
amount.
I don't know if you guys knew, but actually, Romania at the start of the World War II, we were on the German side, and then we switched sides in the middle of the war because one of our generals, he's a really famous general for that. General Antonescu was his name. He was in favor of the German side, and from a military perspective, you could see the Germans were winning.
Oh, yeah.
The really changing thing of that war were the Americans that come and join the Axis. But prior to the Americans coming here and joining the war, Germany was winning. The only mistake that they did was when they went
Russia.
in Russia. That was the only mistake. They didn't anticipate the harsh winter
Yeah.
in the plains of Siberia and Russia. That fucked them up, and that was their own arrogance and the arrogance of the Nazis. Besides that mistake, they really led a brilliant military campaign, and they really
Oh yeah,
fucked
it
up.
was.
They fucked up Poland, France, Belgium, the Netherlands. All of those countries were fucked up. Romania was next to it. We basically just didn't put up a fight. We just joined the Germany side before they could bring war to our people. And then we switched sides because we killed our own general. And then we switched sides and joined with the Axis and went kill the German. It was a really weird period, especially for Eastern Europe, because we had Russia on one side, and I think a reason that we joined with the Germans is that historically we hated Russians always. The Russians always brought poverty to our people. They always did wrong things to our people, killed our people, imprisoned them, made them slaves, and even to this day we don't hold Russians near to our heart. We kind of Russians, we put them aside. There's a historical beef going on,
Oh
and
yeah.
especially with the Eastern Europe countries like Romania, Poland, Yugoslavia, Belarus, all these countries that were USSR, ex-Sovietic, except for Belarus, which to this day they are really aligned with the Russian people. All of those other countries hate Russia just for that thing, because they really came into our countries and exploited our countries and made our people slaves, killed them, and all those things. That's a main part of why we helped the Ukrainians when the war started, and why we opened our border to the Ukrainians. We could have just told them, go to Poland or whatever. But them being our neighbors, and know this, we don't hold Ukrainians near to our heart. We don't hate them as much as Russians, but they are not our friend. Between Romanians and Ukrainians, there's a part. I was born next to the Ukrainian border, and there is a historical region where I'm from called Bukovina, and the northern part of Bukovina, was stolen by the Russians and given to the Ukrainians. And there are a large number of Romanian people that live there, but it's not Romania; it's Ukraine. And the Ukrainians always, because I lived near to the border, I knew things like if you wanted to go to Ukraine, you had to pay the police to get there. They would pull you over and just blatantly ask for money to leave you alone. And they weren't our friends, but Russians were more hated. So that's a reason. Like when the war started, it was like, yeah, we will help the Ukrainians, and we brought them
Right.
in, sheltered them, gave them food, help them cross over to main Europe, to the mainland,
Yeah.
Germany.
That's the classic "the enemy of my enemy is my friend" thing.
He's our friend. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you would have had a great great grandfather in that war.
Yeah.
In World
Yeah.
War
My grandfather is not a great grandfather. No, yeah, it is great grandfather. Yeah,
II. Great.
I remember my great grandfather.
Oh, just great. Yeah, just great grandfather. Yeah.
Yeah, great grandfather. He died in 2007. So I was 6 years old, but I remember him vividly when I went to visit him in the countryside.
Did he make you feel the shrapnel in his leg, like mine did?
Like, yeah.
No,
Ours did?
no. He would sit in a rocking chair, like go like this, back and forward in the chair. He didn't say anything at all. He had military clothes on always, every day, with a hat.
No, there's I think no issue there. It's
Yeah.
totally normal. It's totally normal.
My
No,
great
there's no PTSD. PTSD.
Yeah.
What's PTSD?
Yeah, he was a changed man after the war, because he
I'd
was
say, yeah.
he was my age, I think, when he went to the war. And every war is bad, but World War II was particularly bad. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a life-changing experience. I've heard stories. He never told me anything. I was a small child at that time, and he never really spoke to my mother or my grandfather about it either. They knew stories from other people, from his friends that went to the war as well. And he always dressed in military apparel, and he had a hat that was famous. There was a military brigade in the Romanian army. It still is. It's called Mountain Hunters, and they trained in the mountains, and were specialized in mountain warfare.
Sure.
And he had a special hat from that special brigade, the Mountain Hunters, and he always wore that hat. He had like a big feather on the side. And all day when I went to visit him, he just was rocking in his chair. He would salute me, tell me how my day was, but apart from that, he would never really speak to us, or he would never say a word. But having a great grandfather that fought in the World War II, was a veteran, was pretty cool.
Yeah.
To actually know him and see him in person, it was quite awesome.
Yeah, wars are.
Yeah, and what a life he led. A pretty fucked
Our
up period.
grandfather Mondoc, Charles Mondoc, he was a captain in World War II, and BB's father was in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I mean, we're American. Somebody who was
What's
in
that?
the
And
war.
what a life we've led. Let's say that, because I wasn't forced to fight in a war, and
Yeah.
Yes,
fucking
thank you.
thankful as hell for that, because wars suck, and they're propagated by the rich. They're indoctrinated. They are militarized. They are concocted by all the uber rich people of the world. There is,
Yeah.
like, when you talk about class warfare, it's time to make the peons fight. Time to
Yeah.
make the pawns fight.
I think
I'm-
that you could find exactly the moment when wars became strictly the rich starting them. Track down when was the first case that someone started making a case for war crimes? Because way back in the day, there wasn't no such thing as war crimes. You
Yeah.
went to war with somebody, and you did whatever you fucking had to murder them. And at some point, somebody said, "Hey, you know what? All of this fighting going on, there should be some rules to it. We should make some kind of rules. We'll declare war, and then we'll send all of the poor people's children to go fight in that war. But we should still make some kind of rules. We should say that if you do this in war, it's a war crime." I don't believe in war crimes anymore, dude.
Yeah, no,
If
this is
you
a
go to
fun, this
fucking
is
war,
fun
if you go
emotional
to
thing.
war, that's how bad war should be. Like, that's why you should not go to war. The object should be to avoid something horrible. You don't take something horrible and go, "Oh, you know what? People are telling all these stories about how their son, got decapitated and his head was kicked around the square, and they're not liking that."
Or they're
That
put
should
on
be a
that
war.
stretcher,
Yeah,
pulled
that
in
should be a war
half by
crime.
like
Yeah,
2 horses.
yeah, that should
You
be a
know?
war crime. That's what it should be. That's
Right.
against the rules of war.
So people-
that's too grotesque. Kill
Yeah.
them quickly. You can't use the blunted objects on
Yeah,
public
you-
executions. Just
Yeah.
can we just agree to sharp objects? Can we just agree we're only sharp objects for public executions, and no
Right.
pulling
No
apart
blunt-
by
right.
horses? Is that okay?
Yeah.
What's
We
so
do that?
civil about war anyway?
Because what
Yeah.
happens if you do that, then the peons, then they start turning against us, the rich ones.
So we don't want that.
So
We
as
want to let
long
them
as
know
you
that we
keep
care
it
about them.
civil, yeah, we got to let them know we care, and as long as you kill each other civilly, let's put these rules in place. And that's
Look, we
that's
want
pretty
you
much
to
how
go
that-
out there.
self-preservation. It's not for
Yeah,
us.
we want you. We
Their
really, we
own
want you.
self-preservation.
You need to go murder these other people you've never
In a
met.
humanly
Because
way.
we want their land and we want their oil. So
Or
we're going to
whatever
make
it
you hate
is.
them because they look different, they speak
And
different.
they're
they
going to
sound
try to
different
murder you as well. So go out there and murder them. But
before they
listen,
murder.
don't torture them.
Yeah.
Don't because that's not right. That's not right. Yeah.
Plus, their people will turn against us, and
Yeah.
we don't want that.
when we
Yeah, it's crazy that we're in 21st century. It's 2023, and we have two big ass wars going on right now.
Yeah, two big ass wars.
Yeah, Ukraine and Russia, and Israel and Palestine.
Yeah,
And
that's
Israel and Palestine is a very long conflict that they've had going on, but it was never
right.
at this scale, like full on war. It was always like a bombing or two, and it has been going on from after the World War II when the
Oh yeah,
Israelis came back and the whole thing started. And people fight over land, and it's really kind of sad that we have a part of the world that the US and Europe, in which you live in peace, and I mean almost peace, because Europe, especially, but actually in your country as well, because I've seen videos, especially from the after COVID, when there were those raids that people did. They stormed into buildings and stores and started stealing stuff. With the whole case with the guy that died by the police, what was his name?
yeah.
George
The way they
Floyd.
checked them out.
George Floyd. Yeah, yeah. After the George Floyd thing, there were those big ass raids that people did, like started out as protest, but then ended
Loot.
up like
Yeah,
people going to
looting.
stores and
Looting.
stealing stuff, and full on like civil war on the streets.
Oh yeah, that happens every so often whenever there's some sort of.
Yeah, it's really kind of contrasting sides of
Yeah.
reality right now.
Yeah, well, the police, they all wear badges that say protect and serve, meaning they're supposed to protect and serve us. Their salaries, they come from our taxes, but yet anytime you have any encounter with a cop, they literally treat you like they don't work for us. They work for the politicians and the people in government. Like, that is how they behave. They're like, we have nothing to do with you. You're actually our enemy. Like, they treat you like you're a felon straight out the gate. Like keep your hands where I could see them. They approach the vehicle as though they're assuming that you have weapons and intent to kill them. That is how they approach the vehicle every time, and that's how they're trained at this point in time.
Yeah, but
2023 to approach a vehicle.
a point that I've seen from your police, and I thought about this, like in a situation, if I was a policeman in the U.S., I would assume everyone has guns because you have gun laws. And you can open carry like a machine rifle on the street,
Yeah.
which is really crazy for me to think about. It's really it's not speaking to any person from outside the United States and trying to explain to them that you have a law that allows you in certain states. I don't know which states they are, but I know there are states you can open carry like a machine rifle on the street
Yeah.
and going around like military when you're a civilian, which is
Somebody
really
just shot up UNLV today. Just today.
Oh,
Really?
really?
They went in. They shot a bunch of students at the
jeez.
University of Nevada in Las Vegas.
Wow, it's
It just
terrible.
happened like 3 p.m. Eastern today.
People trying to go to fucking school and like just random people. I mean, that's some, yeah. All right, the world's crazy. Anyway, on this note, I think the Mundock brothers are tapping out.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
I'm
ready to
surprised
wrap
he's
up,
still
man.
here. But Krampus, great seeing you again, bro.
Yeah, I'm definitely ready. Yeah,
Yeah.
long week.
Yeah, hopefully I can come next week as well. We will see.
That'd be
But
great.
Yeah, next week is.
I'll see if I can do this more often because I've been busy with work and university. But now with the holidays are coming, and I'm a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit.
you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great seeing you, man. Thanks for catching
But
us up.
definitely, no matter what, whether you can
Love
make
to
the
see you
time
guys
for
as
the
well.
video or not, make sure you always stay in touch.
Please, yeah.
Yeah. So the holidays start rolling for real next week. But we should be. I should be available on Wednesday if everybody else is. We'll send out a
All right.
note. If not, then we'll do the thing.
I will. Mundock Brothers will have some more music to share for next
Some
week.
more music.
Sure of it.
Again
Some
today.
more.
Last Wednesday we met up and recorded some stuff, and today we met up and recorded as well.
Yeah, we got 3 brand new songs.
Oh, last Wednesday was great, by the way. Hanging out with like I mentioned about Karen's mom's birthday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Oh, just great. So Paul was here, and like we all, she loved getting food from Pasquale's, that sort of thing, So got food there, and then Paul came over, and he had like a list of. He found a local Pittsburgh radio station that he really loved. I don't remember.
DR.
No, what? Do you remember the name?
YEP.
YEP.
Yeah,
YEP.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did they talk about us?
No, he said, yeah, they always mention like local artists and stuff. He said, we told him like, listen for Dream the Heavy because no, but he loved it. So he like went through like a thing and songs that he had heard earlier in the day, his mom's birthday that he either hadn't heard in a long time or did hear and or had never heard of before, and brought over like a whole list. And I was like, okay, so here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to read you the title of this here song, and Brian probably won't be very much into this, and but I don't know if he wouldn't like get it right, but I was like, I'm up for it, So he just read the title of the song, and everyone tried to, guess who had done it, and
Fun.
And he had a great time. Like he was smiling, and
Good.
So that was really.
If you didn't that last Wednesday was the birthday of the Hand of K-Rock's mother, and she had recently.
I remember.
Yeah. So they were celebrating her birthday last Wednesday.
Yeah, so it was really. We wound up hanging out for like 3 hours. Just me, Karen, Dave, Paul, Adrian came over, and we were just sitting around watching, and it was very fun. I was glad that we skipped the stream that night.
Yeah, right on.
But all right, folks, remember the holidays mean lots of things to lots of people. And here in the big room,
I'm scarred for life, but I'm set for life, and I'm set for life, but I'm scarred for life. And I'm coming at you. I'm fucking crazy. I'm fucking psycho, fucking insane. That's the fucking chorus right there.
you nailed it, Dave. You nailed it. You nailed it, and you visually transformed into fucking Joe Rogan.
You did.
You fucking,
Joe Rogan, yeah.
yeah, you did. You visually transformed into Joe Rogan. It was amazing.